From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, September the 28th, 2018. The IDF released satellite images yesterday of 3 sites in Beirut, Lebanon, that it says are being used by terror group Hezbollah to hide underground precision missile production facilities. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke of the threat from the Iranian-backed terror group in his remarks yesterday at the United Nations General Assembly. Netanyahu said in Lebanon, Iran is directing Hezbollah to build secret sites to convert inaccurate projectiles into precision-guided missiles. Missiles, he said, that can target deep inside Israel with an accuracy of 10 meters. And later in the day yesterday, Netanyahu met with UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and asked him to request that the Director General of the IAEA check the information he shared in his speech about another secret atomic warehouse in Tehran and inspect it. The Prime Minister also spoke to Guterres about the 2 Israeli civilians and the remains of 2 IDF soldiers, Hadar Golden and Oron Shaul, being held by terror group Hamas in Gaza, telling Guterres the UN must do more to elicit additional international pressure on Hamas to release them. The parents of Hadar Golden, Leah and Simcha Golden, and Hadar's brother Tzur were in attendance at the UNGA when the Prime Minister spoke yesterday and said later Netanyahu must turn words into action. Some 20,000 Palestinians took part in violent riots at the Gaza border fence today, throwing rocks, burning tires, sending arson balloons into southern Israel, and throwing hand grenades at Israeli troops who responded with tear gas and other riot control means. Israeli aircraft also targeted a group throwing the grenades, as well as a Hamas post, and live fire was reportedly used when necessary in accordance with the rules of engagement. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry said 6 Palestinians were killed and dozens wounded. Ynet reports that a Palestinian man was arrested in Germany on suspicion of planning to carry out a terror attack in Israel using chemical weapons. This according to German tabloid Bild, who also said the suspect was recruiting members of the Islamic State to carry out the attack. A video of the arrest outside a restaurant in Berlin of the 21-year-old, who was born in Syria, was posted on YouTube last week, but details of the incident were only made public today. A Jewish American soldier who fought in the Korean War has finally been laid to rest. Army Corporal Morris Meshulam was 19 years old when he was captured by the Chinese Army during the war and died from severe malnutrition in January of 1951. His remains were recovered but were unidentified until earlier this year. He was buried Sunday at Etz Chaim Cemetery in his hometown of Indianapolis. Well, Canada's federal court yesterday rejected an appeal from a Nazi war crime suspect, saying it would not review a decision to strip him of his citizenship. 94-year-old Helmut Oberlander is suspected of having been a member of the Einsatzkommando, a Nazi killing squad that targeted Jews in the former Soviet Union during the Holocaust. The Canadian government found Oberlander had lied about his wartime past when he arrived in Canada from Ukraine in 1954, and his citizenship was revoked 4 times since 1995, and then overturned after appeals claiming he joined the killing squad under duress. However, yesterday the court upheld the government's conclusion that Oberlander voluntarily made a knowing and significant contribution to the crimes and criminal purpose of this SS killing squad, ruling to strip him of his citizenship and opening the door to deportation, something Jewish groups have been urging. CEO of B'nai B'rith Canada, Michael Mostyn, said there can never be a statute of limitations on matters as grave as this. And Canada is being watched by the world right now on how we deal with those who were involved in very deep ways in the Holocaust. Oberlander could apparently appeal this decision as well. A group of Danish Jews marked the 75th anniversary of the rescue of their community from the Nazis. Dozens of Danish Jews, including 5 Holocaust survivors, sailed to Sweden in a reenactment ceremony yesterday organized by local Chabad emissaries. This is one of a number of events taking place this year to remember the approximate 7,200 Jews who were ferried across the Øresund Straits to Sweden in October of 1943 by local fishermen and other boat operators and members of the Danish underground. Several dozen people drowned in the rescue operation. The Jewish community in Denmark will co-host another ceremony marking the rescue on October the 11th. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, September the 28th. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by a concert at 7:30. At 8, we hear from star of stage and screen Mandy Patinkin. At 9, it's the film Israel Inside. At 10, remarks from German-Israeli philanthropist Steph Wertheimer. And at 10:30, it's the best of Season 5 of Musica. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 5:30, a look at this week's Torah portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, September the 28th, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom.